thank you very much, Up the Beanstalk. You didn't really mill the opponent out, but you let them draw. We have a Ride's End, so we'll just pass it back to the opponent. And Glacierwood Siege, like I said in the deck intro, just at a glacier's pace, we milled them out. That I'm losing my voice, but yeah, let's just end the turn and exile any card from their deck, and that is a GG thanks to a triple Glacierwood Siege. So pass it back to our opponent and mill them out. So another clean victory. GG. Hey there, neighbor, and welcome to another MTG Arena Standard video. Today, it's all about a control mill deck. So the main card we're looking at is Glacierwood Siege. I think I've tried every single one of the sieges from the new set. I don't think I've showcased one of them just because it's not that good. But I've really been enjoying the sieges, and this Glacierwood Siege, again, like all the other ones, it has two modes that you can choose. You have to choose one of them, and we'll be choosing the teamer side, where whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, target player mills 4 cards. So, you know, hopefully you can get 2 of these down, and then you can cast a few instants and sorceries, because then they're milling 8 every time you cast a spell, basically, which I think every single spell in our deck is an instant or sorcery. So every single spell will trigger the Glacierwood Siege, which is really nice. But milling 4 cards, it's not the most, so you do really want to try and control the board state. So we have quite a bit of removal. We have a complete package of Day of Judgment, just to destroy all creatures. We have Ride's End. I know it says it costs 5 mana, but the spell costs 3 less if the target creature is tapped. So usually you can cast it for 2 mana. We have a few Get Lost and Soul Partition, just to get rid of any planeswalkers or non-land permanents that the opponents might have, as well as Elspeth Smite, can deal 3 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. Of course, we don't have any creatures ourselves, so this is a good way to get rid of any, hasty mono-red aggro threats that might be out to get us. And then we are running a complete package of Into the Floodmaw, just to bounce any creatures. It's usually what we're bouncing back to the opponent's hand. So all of that helps keep the board clear. And then we do have one set of 3 steps ahead for, potentially to counter a spell, but also just to draw 2 cards, just to help restock our hand. I know it says it costs 1 mana, but we'll go ahead and move 3 steps ahead to the 3 mana slot. We have a few copies of Opt, just a 1 mana instant scry, and then draw a card is really good. We do have 2 Negate and 2 Heritage Reclamation. I've been enjoying this card from the new set as well, with how many artifacts, enchantments, and few, combo graveyard decks that are running around. This, can answer any one of the ones that you might run into. The only thing it can't really do is answer a creature on the board, but the rest of our deck basically does that. And then, I guess the last card in the deck is Stock Up, just to look at the top 5 cards of your library and then put 2 of them in your hand. This is such a good card right now. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and see if we can, I guess at a glacier pace, one might say, mill the opponent out. So, without further ado, let's just jump into some games. All right, we get to go first, which is really nice. And yeah, we just need to find our siege. We do have a few Day of Judgment. Wipe the board, 3 steps ahead for some counter spell. Do just need to hit our 3rd land drop. Yeah, we'll see what the opponent is playing. Oh, we drew a siege. That's really nice. So now all we need is a land drop. Blue. This one doesn't add blue yet, so it's Up the Beanstalk. Oh, it is a 3rd land drop, but unfortunately we don't have any blue available, so this actually might be a big yikes. Opponent splashing in some black. Looks like they might be a domain deck. Playing swamp, forest. All right. This one does add blue, so Glacierwood is online. We're going to choose the teamer side. Now we can just hold up 3 steps ahead. Could also stock up. They choose Avatar, so for sure they have the Overlord. Them drawing a lot, I'm actually fine with that. That does help our strategy a little bit. 4 damage a turn, not the biggest deal. A negate is nice, so let's actually stock up. Go ahead and mill them. Another. Ooh, they're playing with Zur, so we really want a. Let's take a land and I guess an Into the Flood Maw. So we need a forest. A forest will turn all of these. Well, not that one. Let's just get an island. All right, so we have Into the Flood Maw available as well as Negate. So we'll see what the opponent wants to play. They are hitting their land drops. Of course, they have been drawing like crazy thanks to Up the Beanstalk. Opponent with a Zur. Can he activate that right away? Ooh. All right, we are going to take a pretty big beating. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and negate that one. And then next turn, we can just Day of Judgment. So yeah, opponent is all tapped out. We get to keep our Glacierwood Siege alive. They will gain a bunch of life. They actually didn't activate that, which I'm really happy about. Oh my gosh, we don't have double white. All right, let's go ahead and opt. Let's see if we can draw a land. Yes, okay. Aye. 3 colors is sometimes really hard to work with. Even though I think our land package is pretty good, for sure we'll just get a plane. So yeah, now that one's online. And we will just clear the board. Go ahead and mill them some more. We did see a Leyline Binding. So that is a little bit scary. Is that just one of them that we milled? Yeah, it's just one. Opponent down to 27 cards in library. They do have a Get Lost. This is just return anything to the opponent, so that is too bad. How many Get Lost is that? I know we countered one earlier. 1, 2. All right, so they are down 3 Get Lost. And do they play another? No, they play an Overlord. Just to create the 2 tokens. I'm fine with that. All right, a land. Part of me does want to draw with 3 steps ahead, but maybe we'll use it as a counter spell. So let's just hold. So yeah, they can go ahead and draw from that. Can't counter him because they did use the Cavern of Souls. And nothing else from our opponent. And if that is the case, why do they have... Oh, I guess for Zur, right? That's the only thing they need blue for. Yeah, we haven't seen any counter spells. All right. It is our turn, so let's just go ahead and draw. Hope we can find another Glacierwood Siege. It's a Day of Judgment. I guess we'll go ahead and drop a land. And then it's our turn. Go ahead and scry. See what's on top. A negate. Counter target non-creature spell. I think I will keep that. And then let's just clear the board. Opponent down to 22 cards in library. And then again, we can just draw 2 cards with 3 steps ahead. They probably have another Zur. I wouldn't be surprised about that because I think we've only seen, well, 1, 2. All right, we've seen 2 Mr. Zur, Zurgo Burr. I played a very similar deck a while ago. Ooh, nothing from our opponent again. That you love to see. You know what? I'm actually just going to hold this one. Yeah, so we knew we were drawing a Negate. That's fine, though. So their Overlord is coming online. I think we've seen their entire deck, basically. It's just a couple of enchantments. They have a Herd Migration. Temporary Lockdown does nothing. And yeah, just keep drawing those cards, buddy. They do impend that one. Play a land. And then pass the turn. I think we just go ahead and draw. Oh, I didn't. Okay, yeah. So let's just draw 2. Discard a card. I don't think we need a land. Elspeth Smite not doing too much for us, though. Yes, we did hit a siege. This is awesome. Hopefully, I guess we can fight over it with a Negate. I really don't think they have any counter spells. Yeah, so we can go with Teamer, and then if they play a Zur, I guess they could activate one of these, right? And then we can't. I guess we could. Well, no, because it would get hexproof. So I'm just wondering, do we have to clear the board right now? How many of these Overlords have we seen? 1, 2 are on the battlefield right now. Okay, so they have no more of those guys. The green Overlord, 1 on the battlefield. 2. Yeah, I have a feeling if they play Zur, I think they might be able to get us. So I think we do have to cast Day of Judgment. Just go ahead and mill them some more. They have a Leyline Binding. They are going to draw off of that. And then I think we can actually bounce the Leyline Binding. Let's go ahead and gift them a fish. So we can mill them some more. And then they're just going to have to recast it. But they will be drawing a bunch of cards off of that, so they have to mill 4 more cards. And yeah, like I said, they can cast the Leyline Binding, but they will be drawing 2 more cards. They're getting milled. Since this is on the stack, they are getting milled for 4 more. They do have this blue Overlord as well. Oh, and we milled. Okay, yes. Look, they have no more Zurs. That for sure. They just have 5 cards in library. They do have 4 lands right now. It is going into their turn. Yeah, look, if they cast anything, I'm pretty sure everything in their deck draws them cards. So they really don't want to play anything. I'm pretty sure, at least. Play that Overlord. That is kind of crazy. They're down to 2. I don't get why they don't pay him for the 5 mana cost. I guess we are on a 2-turn clock. That is, okay, yeah. So they just milled themselves out. I'm honestly fine with that. Can they give them haste with 1 red mana? I don't think so. So yeah, kind of crazy that they cast so many of these spells. Because, yeah, they're empty. Nothing in their library. They'll have to discard the hand size. They have 12 cards in hand. So thank you very much, Up the Beanstalk. You didn't really mill the opponent out, but you let them draw. We have a Ride's End, so we'll just pass it back to the opponent. And Glacierwood Siege, like I said in the deck intro, just at a glacier's pace, we milled them out. That I'm losing my voice, but yeah, let's just end the turn. And opponent will be drawing from an empty library and gets completely milled out. So let's go. GG. All right, we get to go first again. We don't have the Glacierwood Siege, but we do have 3 lands available. Some board wipes, some counter spells, so Bushwhack? Maybe they're... No, okay, I was going to say maybe they're an Obliterator deck. So, and keep Negate open. Now we can keep 3 steps ahead open. This creature becomes a werewolf. I think we're fine with that. And then, do we just draw? Let's go ahead and draw some cards. They might have a counter spell. It's not the worst. Guess we'll get rid of a Heritage Reclamation. Oh, come on, Siege. Where are you? I do have 4 of them in my deck. Mossborn Hydra. That is pretty nice. Yeah, we can just wipe the board next turn. So they are a Hydra deck. They might have some protection spells. And I guess, let's just go ahead and opt. Let's see what's on top. A land. I think we do keep a land. We do want to keep hitting our land drop, so it's our turn. There is the Siege. I guess the real question is, do we think that we will be able to survive? If we play this one, we'll have 2 mana open. And they will have 4, potentially 5 mana. Oh, that does worry me a little bit too much, so I think unfortunately we do have to wipe the board. I think we do have to wipe the board. Next turn we can get the Siege online. That one has landfall, but that's fine because we can... They just get to create an elf. So yeah, if they play... They're playing a ton of creatures, so there's this Hydra. And I guess a land drop, and we will take 5 damage right to the dome, but that's fine. I don't think they're playing too many enchantments or anything, so... Let's go ahead and exile their Hydra. I don't think they can remove it, but just in case. I guess... I'm not sure we had white open, but we could have Elspeth smited this Elfsworm Giant. Hit a land drop, which is really nice. And yeah, I think, again, we just have to wipe the board. Let's go ahead and crack this one. Guess we can get another blue source. And then, yeah, just wipe the board. Go ahead and mill them some more. Yeah, so we do see that they are playing a few enchantments. Is this a negate? It's an unsummon. I guess let's just negate this right now. Just go ahead and mill them some more. So... plenty of options for us next turn, some good removal, even though they do play some pretty powerful creatures, but yeah, stock up gonna be real nice. Just go ahead or reload our hand, go ahead and mill them some more, and oh shit, we could take a double Siege. Let's honestly just take a land drop. Just keep making sure we hit our land drops, and then we can play this Siege. So now we have 2 of them online. They're down to 28 cards with a few of their own draw steps in between. So I think we'll be able to get them very soon. So Elspeth Smite, and say goodbye to 8 cards. First game we saw was like the Ice Age. It was going really slow. We're in the global warming stage where we can mill 8 cards right now. So opponent is in a lot of trouble. 3 instants that we can all use right now, so I really don't see them being able to do too much. So Ride's End, this little druid, even though 1 damage, I'm really not worried about that. But yeah, their library is going bye-bye mighty quickly, so that one goes bye-bye. And then we can go ahead and mill them some more. Go ahead and mill them some more. Down to 3 cards in library, and we have Into the Flood Maw. They don't have any hasty creatures, so let's just go ahead, return that map token back to their hand and mill them for 8 more again. So absolutely destroyed this opponent. That was a pretty quick millage if you ask me. GG, buddy. Alright, this is a really risky hand. Also because we're going second, but we have 2 Glacierwood Sieges in our hand. I will keep it. Let's hope that doesn't come back to bite us. Opponent with a little elf. Drawing a blue land is so nice right there. We do need double white for Day of Judgment, so I think we will get a plains with our Fabled Passage. Opponent with some blue-green. Add 1 mana. So they are trying to ramp like crazy. So I think our Day of Judgment will be really handy. And yeah, with this one I said we're getting a plains. We'll do it like this. Alright, then next turn we can go siege. Hopefully into the turn after that, siege into a board wipe. That's what my psychic mind powers are telling me. Ooh, even though they do have a big fat turtle. So yeah, like I said, we will for sure go siege. We do hit a land drop, which is really nice. Let's hope they don't have any enchantment removal. They do have to put 3 stun counters on that. Ambling Storm Shell. Back up. So we're taking 6, maybe 7 damage. Right to the dome. They do get to draw a lot. I really hope they don't have a counter spell. Yes, they all... Okay, they tapped out, which is amazing. Oh, I thought it was a creature. Top 5, you can reveal a creature. So they're a turtle deck. That is really cool. Massive props to our opponent. We do have double white. So let's actually just get another blue. Then we can wipe the board. Go ahead, mill them out. Saw another powerful Coral Tyrant. This opponent's playing with some pretty unique cards that you love to see. And then during your turn, let's hope we can draw a land. The Glacierwood Siege will have to do for now, and then this turtle will get hexproof on their turn, so we're going to need to bounce him right now. Mill a few more turtles. So yeah, 8 cards now every turn. That is quite a bit. Go with a stock up. Yeah, see, so they have hexproof on their turn. Draw land, which is really nice. Let's go ahead and stock up first. And this hexproof on their turn, that is honestly quite annoying, but another siege would be awesome. We just have 1 blue mana. Did we find a Into the Flood Maw? We did. I think I'm gonna do it to them, guys. Let's try and get a triple siege down. And yeah, unfortunately we cannot take 6 damage right now. So let's get some nice millage going. And yeah, we'll be able to mill 12 cards next turn. Even though, is that worth it? Because we can also just double spell to mill 16. Alright, let's think about this. We'll have 2 mana available. Let's do it. I mean, we might as well. We're here. We're here for some fun. We're here for some fun. And then, yeah, we can just go ahead and exile this one. And then, yeah, just mill. And I don't think they have any hasty creatures, so I think they're down to 1 card, if I'm not mistaken. Or is my math not mathing? Okay, yeah, my math wasn't mathing. That's fine. It was 12 cards, and they had 19, I believe, or 17. So I don't know why I thought I could mill 16. But yeah, no haste from the opponent, so we can go ahead and see what's on top. A Ride's End. do have to pay Ward 2 for that. We can just go ahead and exile any card from their deck, and that is a GG thanks to a triple Glacierwood Siege. So pass it back to our opponent and mill them out. So another clean victory. GG. All right, we get to go first. I will keep this hand. Stock up is really nice. We have a Surveil land on turn 1. We are missing green, so that is something to keep in mind. I'm not going to say no to it Into the Floodmaw. Man, I've seen so many Land War Elves today. I mean, I know it's a absolutely cracked 1-drop. But it feels like all our matches have been against Land War Elves. I can't remember. When this enchantment enters, creatures you control have trample. So they are looking to play some big, beefy creatures. Let's just go ahead and opt right now. A land. Don't think we need that. Yes, okay, we hit the green land. Let's just go with the stock up right now, or do we draw? Nah, yeah, let's go with stock up. Oh, we can't find a siege. Come on, game. We will take a land. Hulking Raptor. So yeah, they're looking to add just a ton of mana. No, some more mana ramp. Let's go with green. I think we can survive one more turn, but we'll have to discard the hand side. So let's actually maybe just keep up 3 steps ahead. I could have also removed the Hulking Raptor, just because, yeah, they have so much mana right now. But as long as it's not a hasty dino. Baitor, they're playing a Baitor deck. That is so awesome. We'll let that resolve. 11. They just get to draw a card. I played a Baitor deck with turtles. You guys should check that video out. It was so much fun to play. It's a little bit of a meme. But yeah, Baitor, if they get toughness 40 or greater, I lose half my life. So really not the best dragon, but looks like our opponent's having some fun, which I'm all about that. All right, let's go ahead and draw some cards. I think we might need to clear the board. Honestly, Negate can probably go. They're probably playing a ton of creatures. I guess a land can go. Let's drop off a land. So it's our turn. Oh my gosh, game. Stock up. I guess we're doing it. Alright, well, we need to take Day of Judgment for sure. And then, I guess just Soul Partition. And then we will need to discard the hand size. So do we just get rid of Baitor right now? I don't think so. I think we do it on their turn. Let's go ahead and end the turn. Drop off a Fabled Passage. That Warden I'm fine with. Create 3 spirits. Alright, let's just get rid of Baitor right now. So he does cost 7 mana. Oh, and they play another elf. That I love. So yeah, for sure we're just going to wipe the board and take 5 damage. We can live with that. 3 steps ahead. And yeah, just pass our turn. A third through our library, and we have not found a Glacierwood Siege. That is a big feels bad moment. Creatures you control gain lifelink. Let's just counter this one right now. I don't want them to have too many creatures on board. I'm sorry, opponent. I know I look like kind of just mainly Azorius control. I want to mill you out. That's what I really want to do. creatures you control, so it did nothing. They spend all their mana to do that. Yo, let's go. So counter spell, draw 2 cards. Yeah, I'm sorry, opponent. Again, we did not draw Glacierwood Siege. I think we were going to draw 1 more card, but that is honestly kind of a feels bad moment. More than a third through our library, and we even got to, yeah, look kind of deep with a few stock ups and stuff, and we just did not find the Siege. That's too bad, but hey, opponent didn't want to suffer through all of the board wipes and counter spells, and I can't really blame them, but that's another GG. All right, opponent goes first. I will keep this, though. And then let's get this one down. So we'll have white, blue. If it's Pixie Bounce, then I might actually scream. All right, so an opt. Draw 2, then discard, sure. Another opt. Let's go ahead and drop this one. I think we'll get a plains with this one just because we'll have 2 green. Well, no, I think we have to get an island. We are missing double white. I mean, no. A big no. See what's on top. Soul Partition. Come on, I want to find a Siege. Thank you, game. Big clutch from the game. Why can't... Oh, we don't have green yet, so... Yeah, I think we have to get an island. We have to get an island, which does kind of suck. Mana not the best right now, but... Alright. I think we can start milling them out. Thankfully, we didn't have to dig nearly halfway through our deck to find it. Opponent, oh, just passes. You love to see that. Let's go ahead and opt. Start milling you. Day of Judgment. A land. I will keep a land. We'll also add our second white for if we do ever find Day of Judgment of our own, but it doesn't look like they're playing too many creatures, so now we can just keep up 3 steps ahead. Just slowly constrict the life out of the opponent. I haven't seen any creatures yet, so I don't know if I want to keep Day of Judgment. I'm going to risk it and say no. This might come back to bite us in the behind, but for now, I think we're okay. Yeah, no instant speed stuff from the opponent, so it's over to their turn. Draw 2. How about a big no? You're not drawing any cards, buddy. You're milling cards. That is what the game plan is. They have an Urbrass Forge. That is kind of scary. Draw land. So now we have Counterspell and Draw 2, which is really nice. 6 mana. I think the opponent maybe missed a land drop. They're down to 35 cards in library. Beseech the Mirror. Nah, you can sack that, but you are definitely not beseeching anything, buddy. You're milling. I've tried to tell you. That is what you are doing right now. You're not drawing cards. You're not milling. Maybe I should have kept the Elspeth Smite in case they do find an Urbrass Forge. But again, another 3 steps ahead. So they do scry 2 to the top. Into the Floodmaw is amazing. So yeah, we will just pass the turn. Oh my gosh, this guy's not listening to me. He thinks he can play spells? No. What you're doing, buddy, is you're milling. I've tried to tell you. I've tried to tell you. You're not listening. Let's keep Day of Judgment. We can get rid of a land. Oh, another Siege. Let's absolutely go. It's mill time. They have 26 cards in library still. Man, this is such a slow mill deck. All right, Corroding Dragonstorm. Yeah, we had no stick there. I should have maybe gone full control just to maybe make him think I have a counter spell, but he mills himself. That is kind of crazy. I guess he didn't want any of those. So let's see. Urbrass Forge looks like it might be the only thing. Sacrifice, draw cards, scry, draw cards. Yeah, I don't see too many creatures from the opponent, so it's our turn. Soul Partition. Let's just go ahead, make them mill 8. Because we've tried to tell AZT game plan. Game face, look at this. Game face. Game face goblin. Get milled out. Down to 15 cards. So we mill 4, right? Yeah, so 2 more spells. And it's over. So I don't think he can do 16 damage. Nightmare, I really don't care about. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and get rid of that one. How many of those have we seen, though? 2, that's his 3rd one. Okay, so he has no more of those. Beseech the Mirror. All right, that is a little bit unfortunate, but I'm pretty sure he's getting Urbrass Forge. He gets to look through his entire library, which is just 14 cards. So yeah, the scry is not important because I think he shuffles the deck anyway. Yeah, it shuffles the deck. Yeah, you get an Urbrass Forge, buddy, but yeah, it's not really going to help you out too much. I'm sorry. But at the same time, I'm not that sorry. Oh, and you lost another Forge. Yikes. Down to 5 cards in hand. Yeah, that is what we call a big, fat, that was fat GG. So we'll give him a fish just to be nice. I know he countered a lot of spells. It's kind of toxic, but we'll be nice. Look at this nice little fish we gave them. And they even got to untap it, so I'm just being toxic. I'm sorry, guys. GG, buddy. Thanks for suffering through that. All right, guys. We get to go first, and we have a Glacierwood Siege in our hand with all of our colors. Thank you, game. I think I've literally only had one game today where we started with the Glacierwood Siege in our hand, and I think that was maybe one that you guys will see because I think we started with 2 of them in our hand. Every other game, I just, for the life of me, cannot seem to find the Glacierwood Siege until I'm like, yeah, a 1/3 through my library. So, might be a Boros Tokens deck. Okay. We know that I always speak way, way before I should. So, let's go ahead and get that one down, and then we can get our Siege down, so we can just start milling right away. Technically next turn, because we are all tapped out. Let's hope they don't have a Get Lost. Ooh, can only play 1 spell each turn, so this is going to be quite slow. So, you know what we can do? We can opt. Oh, lots of removal. There is an Urbrass Forge, Soul Partition, Exile, non-land permanent, so that is an answer to the Forge. 1 of them in the graveyard, 3 of them to go. How about no? And that was the only spell you're casting this turn. Absolutely not. I do kind of want to... I don't know if I want to get rid of High Noon. We could destroy it with this one, but honestly, I kind of just want to draw a card. Let's just get rid of this one. Just go ahead and mill them. Oh, we find another Siege. Let's go. So they get to Surveil. Down to 35 cards. There is a Forge. We'll take 1 damage this turn. We'll go ahead and Soul Partition it next turn. So 1, I think it was just 1, right? Yeah, 1 in graveyard, 1 on the battlefield. I mean, we could Soul Partition it right now. Nah, we'll hold. Hold the line. 3 steps ahead is really nice. That will have to be for the turn after, though. But yeah, we will for sure go ahead and Soul Partition them. Let's see what spell they cast. So hopefully they do it before attack steps. But we will put a stop right there. I guess we can take 2 damage. I'm not too upset about that. Do they have any instants that we've seen? Go for the throat. Can't cast any creatures on their end step. And an enchantment of all-out assault. It's a voice of victory. Let's go ahead and get rid of that one right now. Mill, 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 mill. So they are a Mardu mobilized deck. That is pretty cool. Into the Flood Maw is really nice, and we actually can't cast anything on their turn. So let's just bounce this guy right now. Go ahead and mill 8 cards. So yes, millage going pretty hard right now with 2 of these on the battlefield. And yeah, the High Noon, honestly kind of surprising for their deck. I don't mind casting just 1 spell each turn. As you can see, yeah, we were just able to keep the board clear so well. And we had enough mana for 3 steps ahead. So even if they wanted to replay their Forge, we could have just countered that. And yeah, this High Noon, I think honestly coming back to hurt them more than it hurts us. I don't know how I feel about High Noon in a Mardu mobilized deck. I think there's way better cards. I mean, if you're playing white, All Out Assault, I've played this card myself as well. It's nice, but it's just, I think it really is like a win more type of card, especially when you have Urbrass Forge. Like, I think for this guy, maybe he doesn't have the card, but Caretaker's Talent, that 3 mana enchantment, you guys know it for sure. Whenever a token enters the battlefield and they're playing with mobilized mechanics and Urbrass Forge, so that Caretaker's Talent, I think, would be a lot more impactful for them than High Noon. I mean, I guess they want to, you know, not suffer through the Is It Cutter deck, but yeah, I don't know. I think this High Noon helped us out way more than it helped them out, especially when we were able to get 2 sieges down. And like I said, we could just bounce the Voice of Victory. This would be a nice counter to us because it says your opponents can't cast spells during your turn. So yeah, we just bounce that guy back to their hand. And then we would have 3 steps ahead, so we could have countered that guy as well. So could have also just wiped the board next turn if they did choose to replay Voice of Victory. And again, that would be their only spell for that turn. So yeah, hey, that was a really nice one. And how many games? Let me see. So this is a win right now. We won the first 2. I lost 1 because I didn't draw. I won the next 4. So I'm on a 4-game win streak right now, and we've played 7 games, and I've won 6 of them. So, and like I said, the one that I lost, I just was not able to find the siege. So, yeah, this deck's a ton of fun, and I'll see you guys in the post-game wrap. Hey there, neighbor. We're back with the post-game wrap, and for sure, MVP of the deck is the Glacierwood Siege. We were choosing the teamer's side, milling the opponent for 4 cards every time we cast an instant and sorcery. I think most of the games, we were only able to get 1 of them down. And then, yeah, the name of this deck, I've made this joke in the deck intro and in one of the games as well, but it honestly is kind of milling the opponent out at a glacier pace. 4 cards, it is kind of slow. I think that did make it kind of fun because, you know, it does mean that the games go on kind of long, so you do definitely have to navigate the matchup. You have to see what you're playing against, maybe know when to keep a Day of Judgment. Maybe if you hit a stock up, you know, and you see a Day of Judgment, do you keep it? Do you not take Day of Judgment? So it's definitely a cerebral type of deck. You do need to think about the plays you're going to make. And, I mean, yeah, you can't really annoy the opponent with, you know, Negate, Into the Flood Maw, Get Lost, Elspeth Smite, 3 steps ahead. No one likes seeing those cards, if we're being honest. So, yeah, I've had a lot of fun playing this deck. I'll put in the top corner right now. I played a mill deck a while ago. It was a subscriber requested deck, And that one was a lot more fun. That was the complete opposite of this Glacierwood Siege mill. We were trying to just mill out the opponent more or less in one turn. And that one went really, really fast. So in that deck, we were playing Jace, the Perfected Mind. So let's go ahead and put him in the sideboard. And again, this is a card you could consider putting in this deck as well. We played the Mind Skinner. Mind, if I do it like that. Yeah, we played the Mind Skinner. So this guy mills opponents for 10 right away. And the one card I was thinking, I think it's called the River Monument. Let me just do River. Yeah, the River Churn Monument. I was actually really considering putting this card in this deck right now, just because it can help you, if you've milled the opponent out for, 15 or 20 cards with the Glacierwood Siege. The River Churn Monument can really help you finish games much, much quicker. I'll just remove it for right now. So that can really help you close out games a lot quicker. But like I said, I already played a really, really fast mill deck. So this one, I wanted to go the opposite route. And what's funny is in that one mill deck, and again, it's in the top corner here, so you guys should check that video out. It was a ton of fun. We also tried the Glacierwood Siege. I'm not sure I ever played it once, just because, yeah, it is too slow for that other mill deck that I played. So yeah, if you guys really enjoy mill, which it's not my favorite thing to do, but well, hey, we have two really, really good mill decks on the channel right now. The other one was a bit more of a meme. This one was really, really good. I just looked at all the games I've played. I have played 8 games total, and I have only lost one of them, and the one of them that I lost, and it was kind of a theme throughout a lot of the video, I just could not find the Glacierwood Siege. I think I was down to 31. I wasn't quite halfway through my deck. It was either 31 or 32 cards that I had been through, and I was not able to find a single copy of Glacierwood Siege. Opponent was a little bit more of an aggro deck, so they were able to beat us down, which was a little bit unfortunate. But all other games, and I think you guys will have seen 7 of them right now. The last one is a bonus game for you guys. So yeah, really not much to say about this deck. It performed really well in my hands, and that's just because it is a pretty good, control strategy with a few counter spells. Negate so good, 3 steps ahead, really, really good in this type of deck at least. Even though, like I said, I don't know how I feel about counter spells in Standard right now with how aggressive and how fast Standard is, but I mean, hey, for today, they did great for me. And yeah, this deck really is just sort of a grindy, just slowly constrict the life out of the opponent. Not literally, of course. We wouldn't want to do that. Until, yeah, you can find the Glacierwood Siege and then start milling them. And yeah, if you can get 2 of them on the battlefield and then start milling 4 cards every time you cast an instant or sorcery, of course, by the time you will have played your second Glacierwood Siege, hopefully you have 4, 5, maybe even 6 mana at that point. And you can cast 2 spells each turn, so, then you're milling 16 cards per turn, which that really does go quickly. So, yeah, pretty fun deck, really fun deck. I'll give it 2 thumbs up from me. I've been rambling long enough. If you guys enjoyed this video, go ahead, leave a thumbs up. And like I said, I do subscriber requested videos, so if you guys have any decks that you would like me to play, go ahead and leave it down in the comments below. I know Final Fantasy is coming out next week. I don't know when this video will come out. This will either be Wednesday or Friday's video, so if you were seeing this, next week, Tuesday, on June 10th, is when the Final Fantasy set comes out, and I'm so looking forward to that set. And then after that, Rotation's coming up, which I cannot wait for Rotation as well. In the future, I'll be making some Rotation-proof decks. I'll maybe be going over Rotation, because I have seen that I have quite a few new people who are newer to Magic, so I think that might be a helpful video for you guys. But yeah, we're just ending it like we always end it. I love you guys. Peace out. Bonus game.
Join the fight! I must retreat.